Hey y'all, it's Lauren here. One of the most frequently asked questions that I get behind the chair is how do you curl your hair with a flat iron? So I thought I would come on here and make a really fun video and a tutorial for how to curl your hair with a flat iron from home. So first step is after I got out of the shower and I towel blotted my hair, I sprayed my hair with Surface Trinity Repair Tonic. Now, what's great about a repair tonic is that the Amaranth Protein will go in and help rebuild the bonds that have been broken down from heat damage and color damage. So that's always my first step. And today I let my hair air dry so you can see how it looks naturally. Second step is we're gonna take our surface clip and I'm gonna take a little section from in front of the ear, clip my hair up and out of the way. Take my TK2 comb and comb through my hair and make sure there's no knots. Then I'm going to take my Surface Curls Finishing Spray. I love this spray for its shine and it's also humidity resistant, and y'all know that I live in Texas, which is a high humidity state. So this really protects my hair and gives me a really nice humidity resistant curl. And it also protects up to 450 degrees too, which is great. Just gonna lightly mist my hair. Now too guys, one of the misconceptions about curling your hair with a flat iron is everybody thinks that you have to have high heat. And from working behind the chair for so many years, I have learned that lower the heat, the better. So your curl will actually stay longer if you use a lower heat. So for most of my guests, I don't go higher than 350. Normally I'm between 320 and 330 depending on your hair texture and density. So for me and my hair texture and density, I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine. So I like to use about 330. So I'm gonna take my section, preheat the strand, make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm gonna point the flat iron down, twist, and pull straight down. Now what's really important, you guys, is that you are consistent with how you move the flat iron. So if you stop and then go and then stop, you're gonna create hot spots in your hair, and that's where you're gonna get those kinks and the inconsistency in your curl. So after I'm done with the flat iron and the curl, I like to go in and just redefine the curl since my hair is still hot, so it's still moldable. But key is to, you guys, do not run your fingers through your hair or a comb till about 15-20 minutes after you've done your curls, because since it's so hot, it doesn't have memory yet. So you want to make sure that the hair is cool enough before you run your fingers through it so it still has its movement and texture. Take my second section. Now make sure you're not taking too big of sections because you're gonna get a lot of inconsistency in your curl, and that's where you get the kinks as well because you have too much hair in the flat iron. I'm gonna spray it. Now there's one or two ways that you can do this. So since I'm working up my head, you can either alternate the way that you turn your flat iron to give you different directional curl, or you can curl it all back. So for me, the way that I like to wear my hair in the front is I like everything to go away from my face. Preheat and pull down. Just gonna twist the curl. Take my next section. Spray with my Curls Finishing Spray. I'm gonna take it, twist, and pull down. So the one thing that I see, you guys, when I am directing you behind the chair on how to curl your hair, A lot of times, I'll take this section and show you. A lot of times what you guys are doing is you're taking the hair, but you keep turning it and then you stop and then it gets stuck. So what I like to compare it to is curling a ribbon with scissors. So it's kind of the same effect. So if you turn the scissors once and then you pull down on the ribbon, you're gonna get that really nice curl to put on your present. The same thing with curling hair with a flat iron, you guys. Now for this section, I'm gonna split it in two since it's wider than the width of my flat iron. It's really important that you make sure that your sections are not wider than the width of your flat iron, because then hair is gonna fall out. And when that happens, you tend to wanna chase it. And then that's where you're gonna get all the kinks and all the weird dents in your hair. Take it and twist. Now too, if you guys are looking for more of a beach curl, what I suggest is that you leave the last inch of your hair out, like I just did. And when you let it cool, you're gonna get more of that beach curl consistency like you see right here. One more time. And turn. So you guys, practice is key when it comes to curling your hair with a flat iron. For me, honestly, it took 6 months for me to get the hang of it. But once I got the hang of it, it was like muscle memory. So it's really simple, practice is key. And now that a lot of us have a lot of free time at home, it's a good time to practice and try to get good at curling your hair with a flat iron. So, like I said before, I want to make sure that this cools down for at least 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm not going to make you sit here while it cools down for 15 to 20 minutes. So what I did is I pre-curled a mannequin head for y'all to see. So for her, I alternated the curls instead of just doing it all in one direction. Now what I'm going to do, and what I usually do for myself when I want to loosen up my curl a little bit, because I don't really like my curls to be really, really tight. I like a looser look, especially since I do have longer hair. There's one or two things you can do. So what is important, you guys, if you're using your fingers to separate the curl, is I use Basu oil, because one of the problems that we have, especially with curly hair, is that if our hands aren't moist at all, it's going to create friction in the hair. Friction causes frizz, and that's something that we don't want. Make sure you guys can see. Make sure I rub it in my hands, and then I'm going to lightly separate that curl. See how that gives it a really nice soft curl? So it really loosened up and really shows off the movement in the hair. Another thing that you guys can do too, if you don't want to use your fingers, is that you can use a wide tooth comb. My favorite is our Surface wide tooth comb. And you can lightly loosen up the curl that way. So these are going to give you two different looks. With a wide tooth comb, definitely is going to give you a looser curl than it would with your fingers. But if you use your fingers, you're going to get more separation. And to set the curls in, my two favorite go-to products, depending on the look that I'm going for. The first one is our Awaken Protein Styling Spray. What I really like about this spray is that it's full of amaranth protein, which makes the hair look and appear thicker, which for fine-haired guests, that's really, really nice to have. So it's about 6 inches away, spray it, and then maybe go in and define just a little bit. The other product that I love to use too, which is usually my go-to, is our Surface Taffy Wax. Now, I feel like this is a really underrated product. When you first spray it onto the hair, it's a little scary. It comes out white. But with bath suit oil enriched in our taffy whip and our shiitake mushroom fiber, the heat from our hands is going to melt that bath suit oil really nicely into the hair, and it's going to give it intense shine and moisture while also giving a lot of texture into the hair, which for me, I do have a lot of hair, but my texture itself is so fine, so any help that I can get, I will take. So normally the Surface Taffy Wax is my go-to, but if I'm kind of doing more of a relaxed day, or I don't want as much texture, I want just kind of a looser feel, definitely the Awaken Protein Spray is my go-to. But as you can see, this is the protein spray, this is the taffy wax. So you can definitely see the shine and the texture in this, and then on this one you can see how the fibers look a little bit thicker and have more volume and a lot of separation. So that is my tip for you today on this quick and easy flat iron tutorial. If you guys have any questions or have any comments or want to see more videos from me, please leave a comment down below. Have a good day, you guys.